Coach, Oklahoma's given up some big plays in the kicking game. What do you see there? Are there some possibilities maybe? Or?
I just asked that question. I don't see. I see one of the fastest kickoff cover units in the country. I think I got to go back through, but a lot of times their games are so out of hand that sometimes they let their guard down, and that's happened to us a few times. We've given up a lot of big returns, and not many of them have been at the crucial moments. If you let your guard down against quality opponents, some bad things can happen. So it's certainly not lack of personnel.
I was talking to Brandon about Jermaine Gresham and the challenge he presents to linebackers because he can split out so well as a wide receiver. Can you talk about a little bit about what you're seeing in Philly?
About who?
About Gresham, their tight end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the one. It's a little bit like our guy. I think when we go out and recruit, you don't want the big, slow tight end because it's easy. You keep a linebacker on him and you stop the run. If you have an athletic guy and you have the ability to walk him out, you're in a significant matchup issue. And their guy and our guy, I think, are the two best at that in the country. You'd have to ask Coach Strong that, but off the top of my head, yeah, he's as good as we faced.
Coach, if you look back over the last 25 years, the number of different schools that he's won is pretty small. It's pretty much about playing.
The amount of schools what?
It's very small. It's not a lot of schools win at all. Is that reflective of how many schools can win because of resources, because of recruiting abilities?
Well, I think what you see happen is every coach every athletic director, administrator wants that. They want to have, because I think the effects of a great football team have such power over a university, whether it be enrollment, whether it be attitude, whether it be school spirit, whether it be recruiting the other sports. A successful football team drives the train, and that's I think when you see what do you say where it's where everybody's the same. What's that word I'm looking for?
Parity.
The parity in college football is because a lot of people are investing a lot into college football programs. The good thing is a lot of them get their return back because of what college football has become.
But does the parity only go to a point? Because there are only maybe a handful of schools that actually wind up winning two championships.
Yeah, but you look at schools like Utah. If there's a good chance we could have lost that SEC game, or you're that close. And I think at some point something like that will happen in the next few years. Someone's going to stub their toe, and all of a sudden a school that maybe everyone says, and I keep using Utah could beat any team on any given day. It could in 04, and it could have 04, and it could have this year. There's other Boise State. There's other schools. Don't take those schools for granted, because at some point one of those teams might win it.
Urban, you know Bob Stoops. He just got his 10th anniversary in Oklahoma this week, actually. Can you talk about just what he's accomplished there and what he's meant to do in college football?
Well, I think I made a comment about Bobby Bowden and Joe Paterno. I think in this day and age, I would say it's impossible. And even what Coach Stoops has done at Oklahoma, I look at his record. I look at the fact that he's at the same place, that they're not tired of him. In this day and age, that doesn't happen very much. So he's done a great job balancing keeping people, the boosters, the fans, all that happy, but also recruiting great athletes. So I think obviously what he's done is one of the great jobs in college football.
A lot of people think you guys are kind of similar. You've got Ohio background, sort of the way you came up in coaching and what you've done. You built up the chance to be the first guy to get 2 of those crystal balls. Do you see that similarity?
No, I'd probably see similar in the backgrounds. Grew up on defense. I grew up on offense. But I do believe in the one thing both of us have great strength in and great belief in is involving your families in your programs. And I don't think people value that enough. I mean, you come to our practice on a Thursday, you're going to see every one of our kids and family out there. And I'm not sure he does the same thing, but it used to be that was the evil. You're a soft coach if you wanted your family around. And I know both programs do not believe that at all.
Urban, the Pounceys are.
Pounceys are.
Plate to Soons.
Pounceys are. Pounceys have great passion for whatever they do. I mean, whether it be practice, weightlifting, playing games, being around your families. They love life. They love every day they live. I mean, that's why you love being around them. They're energy givers. That's a great one.
Is there anything that distinguishes them separately from each other?
No, they're very similar. Matter of fact, one used to be a much better player. Marquise was a much better player, and now they're about equal. And Steve Adazio made that comment the other day that, I mean, when Marquise Pouncey, we were concerned that one was going to be better than the other, and then you're dealing with some, human element issues there. But they've both, Mike Pouncey's turned into a great player, and they're very equal now.
With Steve and Dan and yourself, is there any change in preparation or on game day because of what's happened in the last month?
No, because we Kenny Carter, Billy Gonzalez, and John Hevesy, so we're very there's not one thing that's changed for this game.
Was there anything Coach Stoops told you in that phone conversation that tilted you towards Florida versus Notre Dame?
Well, it was mostly directed at family, and it's well documented now, so I can go ahead and say it, that was the big part of the decision, was the ability to recruit close to home, and we did talk about that at great length.
What did he tell you about Florida that sort of sold you?
I just told you that you can recruit the best players within 4 hours of your front door. You can't do that at really any other place in America.
Notre Dame?
No, it's a national. They have as many kids from Southern California as they do the Northeast, so it's a much greater time commitment. And we're both at that age in our lives where we have, children.
Obviously, being here 2 times in 4 years, I mean, I know you came here with the idea of winning championships, but did you, in the wild dreams, did you see yourself here twice in 4 years?
I can't say that I have, and I can't say that I haven't. You don't think that way. You think about where the next great player is, where the next, best way to enhance your coaching staff, best way to make sure that you're doing your job. So, to answer your question, I've never really sat back to.
Was there a point after that first year, and when you realized how tough the SEC grind was? I mean, I know you kind of had an idea about it, but when you finally went through the SEC grind, and after that first year, did you sit there and say, well, this is going to be tougher than I ever?
Yeah, the middle of the first year, there was at some point where I remember discussing it with Coach Strong and also even my wife, and I said, this is going to be tough. When you start flipping into in-state rivals and then the Southeastern Conference, I wasn't sure that how long the tenure was going to be, because we were not very good.
But you've obviously made that transition from wondering to the point now where people are wondering how many of these things you're going to play for.
Yeah, but that's what happened, is that you have to stay on edge, and what you just said, I worry about that with our staff. I worry about that with myself. What you better worry about is the next recruit. Once we leave here, quit worrying about the media days and get on the phone with the recruiting, because I know what's going on right now. We're missing a week of recruiting because we're playing for this game. Today's contact period, and all the other coaches in America are in those homes. We're not.
I know that you can't talk about specific recruits, but it's obviously been a good day at the office recently with that. How much of a boost has this game been to recruiting? Even though you can't be in the houses, how much of a boost is it to be able to say, hey, watch us on national TV in the next?
Well, I think you have to offset it, because there's nothing like being in a home, but if the second best thing is to be playing this game. So if we had our druthers, we want to be in this game, but that's a concern. And you said there was a great 2 days. It was an outstanding 2 days for the University of Florida.
Coach, with that being said, with Oklahoma and you guys as two of the top programs in the country, how much does the outcome in this game have a factor on the future, I guess?
Well, I think it's huge. I think every kid wants to have a dream of seeing that stuff fall down on top of you, the confetti, and grab the crystal ball. It depends on what motivates guys. If it's the next party to go to or something like that, then, probably don't come to Florida. If it's a chance to go do what you're going to see on Thursday and being part of that game, then I think everyone's different now. There's some players that would rather go somewhere and start and go to bad bowl games and not play in games like this. There's other players that like to go to Oklahomas and USCs, and those are the kind of kids we like.